Hey, what's up guys? Joker here, and I hope you're all doing well. Today, as always, we've got a few news stories to get through in the world of tech and gaming. First up, we're going to be talking Computex, of course, Intel and their 9900KS, the refresh of the 9900K that nobody asked for. Also, it looks like AMD Navi GPUs won't be getting aftermarket cards for a significantly long period of time after the cards actually release. And then also we've got some information about Halo on the PC and Cyberpunk 2077 at E3. But first, today's video is brought to you by LevelGo.com, where you could save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro for under $16, Microsoft Office 2019 Professional Plus for $80, and Microsoft Office 2016 for under $40. And if you use my links down in the description below, you can save an additional 21% off of Windows 10 Pro with the code KTL21 at checkout, and you can get 16% off the entire website with the code KTL16 with the links down in the description below. So first up, let's talk about that i9 9900KS. This was revealed over the weekend, and basically I think it's kind of like Intel's kind of like Hail Mary toss, like, okay, we have absolutely no response whatsoever to what AMD just revealed with their 12-core, 24-threaded behemoth. So we're going to go ahead and roll out a refresh of the CPU that we just launched about 7 months ago. And it's going to be the same exact processor. It's just going to have a conceivably higher TDP, higher price, and it will boost on all cores to 5 GHz, which is kind of cool if you're not a manual overclocker, but honestly, pretty much any 9900K can easily overclock to 5 GHz all core. Some of them can go even higher than that. My 9900K can comfortably sit at 5.2 GHz. It gets quite warm doing that, even on a 360mm all-in-one liquid cooler, but it can do it. So this is cool that they are doing the 5 GHz on all core, and for straight out of the box and drop it into a system, that's all well and good. But it doesn't really seem like much reason to pick this up when we're expecting to see 10 nanometer by the end of the year, and also they might even increase the core count up to 10 cores on that. So if we're going to see those before the end of the year, there's not really much reason to race out and pick this up. And I'm kind of classifying this 9900KS sort of in the same bracket as like what they did with the 8086K, which was a refresh of the 8700K. They were just bin chips, so they were better overclockers. So that's really how I'm thinking of this, even though it does boost all core. They didn't do that with the 8086 anniversary CPU that they did last year or the year before. But yeah, this is basically, that's the way I'm taking it. It's the bin chip with a higher boost frequency, higher base clock. They did bump up the base clock as well as the boost clock. It's actually going from 3.6 gigahertz base clock up to 4 gigahertz on the 9900KS, and then the boost frequency goes from 4.7 to 5 gigahertz. But keep in mind that 4.7 was not all cores. That's only like 1 or 2 cores, whereas the 5 gigahertz is actually on all cores. But who knows? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about the 9900KS. Is this something you would actually think about picking up if you didn't already get a 9900K and you're in the market for a CPU? Personally, I'm still keeping my eyes out for that 12-core Ryzen 3900 with the 15% IPC uplift, and I want to see that thing running at 4.6 gigahertz against a 9900K that can probably do 5 gigahertz on most of them. I would like to see that matchup and see where they actually, come out in terms of gaming performance. I'm pretty sure anything multi-threaded like video renders, Photoshop, AMD is going to absolutely crush Intel on the mainstream for a part that is selling for pretty much the same exact price. So I think AMD is going to be winning there from that side of things. But testing on games on CPUs, we'll just have to wait and see which one is actually faster and better for gaming. Next up, we've got to discuss AMD Navi, which, as you guys know, are going to be coming in a very short period of time, actually in July. So just a little over a month until we start seeing AMD Navi GPUs. Right now, it's expected that there's going to be 2 SKUs at launch. One will be a competitor to the 2070. The other will be a competitor with the 2060. So these are not going after the super high-end. And, the question is when are we going to see aftermarket cards? And also, what is the reference card going to be like? But first off, with the aftermarket cards, let's talk about that first. Now, they are saying that these cards are actually going to not be coming until about 8 weeks after the release of the reference cards on July 7th. So conceivably, we're looking at the earliest, like the beginning of September, like first, second week of September, could be the earliest that we actually start seeing aftermarket cards with AMD Navi, and that is quite a ways away for sure. Now, with the reference cards, we don't have any idea what this is going to look like yet. So far, all we have seen is the die. And, you know, with the Radeon 7 getting kind of the refresh for the reference design, getting away from the blower-style cooler and going with the dual-fan heatsink, I would hope that they're going to continue that trend with Navi as well and not go back to running those hot, loud blower-style cards, which they were known for so many years. So hopefully, you know, AMD kind of takes a cue from what they already did with Radeon 7 and also with NVIDIA as well, you know, redesigning their reference coolers, going with a 2-fan heatsink to get better cooling on reference models. Otherwise, it looks like you'll be waiting quite a long period of time before you can actually get your hands on an aftermarket card with a factory OC, if that's important to you, and also custom cooling, power delivery, and all that good stuff, which is honestly one of the more disappointing things that I've heard over this weekend. So it's going to be a little bit of a wait on that. So if you definitely want aftermarket, I would say September is around the time frame you're going to be looking at on getting one of those Navi GPUs, sadly. Next up, we've got to talk about E3 2019, which is just a couple of weeks away. Two of the biggest titles that I'm keeping an eye on going into E3 are the Halo Master Chief Collection, which we're still waiting to see actual gameplay of that, and also Cyberpunk 2077. And we've got some information about both of those here today, which are also kind of a little bit of a letdown. So it looks like at the E3 2019 celebration, the fan celebration, that Halo Master Chief Collection will be playable, at least Halo Reach for the PC. It's going to be having a closed beta at this event. Now, this beta will not be made public to you to be able to download, but it will be actually playable at E3 in a couple of weeks. So that is good. That is good news. It's a good sign that they're at least going to have a playable version of Halo Reach on the PC at E3 2019, so people will be able to get their hands on it. And hopefully with the feedback that they get from that event, if all things go well and good, we could be seeing this coming to the PC for the flighting program by the end of June. So that's, you know, all well and good. At least it's going to be a playable version. Sadly, we won't get to play it during E3, but for the people that do, hopefully we get to hear some feedback and maybe see some videos and stuff online and people giving their opinions about it, if any. You know, of course, media will be there and stuff like that, games journalists. So I definitely want to hear more about Halo Reach on the PC. Now, something that we might be left a little bit more on the dark on in terms of E3 is Cyberpunk 2077, which we are expected to see a new gameplay trailer, and there's also going to be a playable demo at E3. That's right, there's finally going to be a playable demo for Cyberpunk 2077, but they have now revealed, at least that, and by they I mean CD Projekt Red, they've revealed that all the gameplay will not be actually released out to the press. So it's not going to be uploaded, it's not going to be streamed, nothing like that will be coming out of E3. So it seems like we're really just kind of going to get a gameplay trailer, and then some playable stuff will be happening behind the scenes during CD Projekt Red's press event. Now, of course, they may show this footage later on. If you remember last year, they had like a 20-minute gameplay video that they showed off behind closed doors, and then later on, that was actually revealed at Gamescom. So we could see that same type of thing happen again. Maybe we'll get to see some gameplay at Gamescom, which isn't too much further away. It's in August of 2019, so a couple more months. We'll have to probably wait until we see some actual gameplay of Cyberpunk 2077 with whatever they worked on since last year. And I think really what all of this is spelling is that we are almost certainly not going to see this game come out in 2019. It's almost definitely going to be coming out in 2020 at the very earliest. Hopefully it doesn't go any longer than that. But at the end of the day, I just really want them to get this game perfect for launch. And same thing with Halo Reach, which I've said before about both of these titles. Take as much time as you need. I just really would like to play both of them sooner rather than later. But I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. As always, I do look forward to the discussion and your comments down below on all the topics that we covered here today. Sources will be linked in the description. And as always, I do thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing on all of my videos and ringing that notification bell. That's also very important. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Ta-ra.